One dark and stormy night, a young woman named Arya is alone in an old house with her baby. The electricity has gone out and only the dim light of a candle next to the baby's bed illuminates the room. The sound of wind and thunder can be heard from outside. The baby is sleeping in his bed, but Arya subconsciously feels worried. She feels something in the heart of the night, as if there is something unnatural in the house where she has lived for a long time. Arya sits next to her baby and tries to stay asleep. The sound of scratching and rustling comes from the walls of the house. But it seems that the sound of this scratching is coming from somewhere closer to the baby's room. She gets up, slowly walks to the wall and listens. There is nothing outside except the sound of the wind. But a strange feeling has taken over her. Meanwhile, the baby begins to cry loudly. Arya anxiously walks to her bed, but when she holds the baby in her arms, she feels that she is heavier than ever. She looks into his eyes, but his eyes are closed. Arya goes out of the room to calm the baby. At that moment, a strange sound is heard from inside the room, as if someone is slowly standing behind the door. She turns to the room and slowly opens the door. There is nothing inside the room. The baby is still sleeping in her arms, but when she looks in the mirror, she sees something different. A faded, pale face looks at her in the mirror. Arya wants to scream, but nothing comes out of her mouth. It is as if her mouth is closed. She walks towards the baby, but no sound comes out of him anymore. The baby is still and cold in her arms. She feels that something has changed in her. Arya looks in the mirror again. This time the face in the mirror becomes clearer. A woman looks at her with a mysterious smile and empty eyes. She no longer holds her baby in her arms. The woman in the mirror slowly points a finger at Arya. Arya walks towards the mirror fearfully, unable to take her eyes off the woman's face. Her hand reaches the mirror glass and at that moment, the woman's face in the mirror begins to change. A pale, baby-like face slowly takes shape. A faint whisper comes from the woman in the mirror, "She's still here. She'll always be here." Arya steps back in fear, and suddenly the house seems to have lost all light. The room darkens and the baby's cry comes from the darkness. Arya quickly turns away, but in the middle of the night, something moves in the darkness. The moment she walks over to the baby's crib, she realizes that her baby is not in the crib. There is only an old, dirty box on the bed. When she opens the box, the image of the woman in the mirror, who is actually the same woman in the mirror, looks back at her. The baby's voice can be heard in the distance, but it has changed drastically. Something in the darkness has followed her.